What's going on, guys? Do you ever just sit there with your middle finger in the air at your charts, at your monitor, watching that line, and you're like, what in the world is going on? I think that's where you were at with Bed Bath & Beyond today. I was probably right there with you. Actually, I was right there with you. I'm like, why isn't it just breaking out? Just break out. But anyway, I think we have a really good setup. So let's talk about the charts. Let's talk about Max Payne. Let's talk about the Ortex. If that sounds like something you're interested in, if you don't mind, hit the like button. I'll get into the information. As always, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. It's just for entertainment purposes only, so let's be entertained. All right, where do you want to start? You might as well start with the charts. I got the charts up. So what I like and why I think that we could be on the verge of a breakout is we got this nice flat top with rising support. So kind of a bullish triangle that would typically break up. Now, sometimes with our plays, they seem to have the reverse effect than what you would expect. But as long as this continues to follow the rising trend line that we have here below, I think eventually it will break right on out of here, and I think that could possibly happen in after hours. Now that 820 to 830 that we talked about in the last video being kind of a tough spot, being an area of resistance, hard to chop through, we're kind of working on that right now, as of the close, 824. Going to work its way back down. I just want to see how it respects right in here. If it wants to bounce around, when is it eventually going to make its break out? So statistics say we should break up and out of here, but there are no guarantees in the stock market, so it could come down as well. But I do like the setup. I like the volume that came in there at the end of the day. We had good volume at the open of the day. The selling volume candles were not nearly as tall as the buying, the green candles you can see here. So looks like we got good buying pressure still coming in. One thing we got to consider, I guess, would be, at what price point is Bed Bath & Beyond selling those shares into the market? If it's 12 million shares, are they taking advantage of the $8 range? And what would that be, like 96 million, I guess, roughly, as far as what they could profit off of selling those? Are we going to hear that the offering is completed here in the coming days? Maybe. Could there be some shorting activity going on trying to hold it below that 830? Because I think at 830 it does open up a good runway. So could be a factor of shorts there and even an offering going on, partial, whatever they want to let go. Do I think it makes sense to let go of it at $8? I would probably want a little bit more if I was doing the offering, but maybe they think this is a good price for now for the situation they're in and what they need to continue doing business. So that could add in some of your selling pressure. We'll just have to keep an eye on it and see whenever the news comes out there. The news with the Queen, I mean, honestly, we knew that she wasn't doing good for months, and then whenever the report came out that her health was failing, and we saw the massive drop in the markets, that didn't help you guys. I think it was right around here whenever you were attempting the first breakout here, and the news seemed to affect the markets more so than the actual news that came out and said that she passed. So is that going to have an overall impact on the markets tomorrow, maybe after we see how the world markets respond to it? I don't know. We're just going to watch. So keep an eye on the overall markets too, because I think while the overall markets are doing good, obviously it's going to help you here in Bed Bath & Beyond. So couple of things that we just got to consider, and I do think we're in a pretty good spot right now for that breakout if it wants to make that breakout. So going to be looking for that either in after hours pre-market or bright and early tomorrow. As far as the pattern goes, I think it needs to happen in after hours. So I do expect that there'll be a move one way or the other. And let's look at the Ortex, see what's going on there. Looks like some shares have been returned. 998,000. So live short interest percent of the free float coming in at 34.27%. Live short interest 26.48 million. Cost to borrow average down just a fuzz again today, 18.2%. Utilization still sitting at 100. So all in all, not terrible. I don't think it's terrible. Let's see what's going on with Max Payne. Max Payne Friday tomorrow, clocking in at $8. So just something to keep in mind. We know that a lot of times it likes to fluctuate back there, so just keep an eye on that as well. I think, what do we got as far as the options chain goes? Let me see if I can pull it up here real quick. Options, $8 strikes, 5,500, 850. We got 4,000. $9. We got 4,000. So, really, closing over that $9 would be beneficial if possible, but I don't know that it'll get that far out of hand. I do think, though, that once it breaks through that 830, it does open up a pretty good possibility to make that strong push into that $9 range. As far as in the money, quite a bit at 13,000, and 750 has 11,000. So quite a bit of calls in the money right now. Sorry, I think that was on puts. I was playing Tesla. Okay, let's do that again. $8 strike. We got about 10,000 in the money. 850, 5,000, $9. We got another 10,000 there. So let's see if we can get the $9 strikes in the money. That's still good. And as far as what was down there at 750, 5,000, 3,000 at $7. So quite a few calls in the money. That's not bad. That's not bad. So let's see what happens from here. We're going to keep an eye on it. Watch for this breakout one way or the other as far as after hours go. Well, catch you guys in the next one. If you don't mind, drop a like. You can always leave a comment or subscribe to the channel. I'll talk to you later. As always, stay golden, people, and may your accounts stay green.